I hopped into a coffee shop, and then my jaw dropped in shock when I saw a girl who had cool pants. They made me want to dance. I started to advance to tell her until I heard a little voice say stop.
This is how I recharge my soul.
I don't read because I'm smart. I read because I have the mind of a slut and the heart of a married woman.
I'm not sure I'm interested in that. No, I am sure. I am not interested in that.
For what is a man? What has he got?
Don't you feel silly? Don't you feel stupid? Don't you feel a little ashamed?
Where is it, you little one-eyed cretin? Okay, first of all, it's creepy. If you're gonna threaten me, do it properly.
Hello. What do I do? I what? Wait, sorry. What?
If I go to therapy, they're gonna stop me from being a whore, and I don't want to stop being a whore, so why would I go to therapy? All they're gonna do is tell me to stop being a massive dirty whore. Massive dirty.
The true.
Sorry, I cannot hear you. I'm kind of busy reading this book.
Before I hunt you down, grab your chin and kiss your lips, you bring me back, I lay it down.
And then I found me a lover who could play the bass. He's kinda quiet but his body aches. Spent the days dreaming and the nights awake, doing things we know we shouldn't do.
Here's some horror books you will not want to put down once you start them. A couple adopt a very troubled child who withstood a lot of horrific abuse and realize that they may have gotten in way over their heads. This book is pretty twisted at times. A family moves into a fixer-upper house in a rural area in southwest London. However, they have the neighbors from actual hell. This is a slow burn descent into madness with an absolutely crazy ending. After a rabies-like virus has spread across the United States, a woman must help her pregnant, infected friend before it's too late. The woman agrees to take place in a very strange research trial in an attempt to clear some of her family's debt. This book is like a straight-up fever dream. It's very unnerving and bizarre. After a prank gone wrong, a group of high school students must survive Halloween night against a terrifying local legend. The monster in this book was genuinely scary. A group of friends on a Mexican vacation end up being stranded at some ancient ruins while looking for a missing person. This is a classic body horror novel.
Let me trip y'all out. While I'm on the plane, right? And if you know me, you know I read like filthy books. I'm trying to grow up, but it's just not happening. So I'm scrolling. I'm a speed reader. I'm scrolling. And as I'm going to scroll, this lady says, "Oh, wait. Bitch, get out my phone."
I'm so buzzing. Someone finally made this filter, but for books. So I haven't read Anxious People, but I have read Luster. The Goldfinch is a book that has been on my TBR for ages because I love Donna Tartt, but I have read Americana, which is a great book. Never Let Me Go, one of the best plot twists of all time. Shadow in the Wind. The Underground Railroad. I don't necessarily think this is a good book, but I have read it. Night Crawling is a phenomenal book. Everything I Never Told You, I think, is okay. I'm desperate to read Real Life, but I haven't yet. A Little Life, I have read. And I'm in therapy now. I haven't felt happiness since. Luster or Americana, it's gotta be Americana. Never Let Me Go wins that one for sure. Night Crawling, these are honestly really easy. So far, definitely A Little Life. Oh hell. Now it gets tough. Okay, I'm gonna actually go with Never Let Me Go. Oh, not the two saddest books of all time. When I read Night Crawling, I remember I kept saying, like, this is the saddest book I've read since A Little Life. It is really beautiful and poetic, I think. I'm gonna lean towards that. And out of these two, it's Night Crawling. I love this book.
Hi, here's part 2 of books I never see recommended on Book Talk because according to journalists, we only recommend the same 20 books. Boundary Side is an adult fantasy heist novel about the importance of sharing knowledge within the working class. There's a magic system that's based off of like math, physics, and code. This is kind of like if Brandon Sanderson wrote Mistborn but included more lesbians. A Memory Called Empire is a space opera about a woman that goes to become an ambassador in an imperialist country while also investigating the death of her predecessor and getting involved in the politics there. Comfort Me with Apples is a horror novella about a woman who loves her life and loves her neighborhood and her husband until something weird starts happening and interrupting that. Year the Reaper is a former Book Talk favorite and I'm petitioning to bring it back. This is a YA fantasy story about a kingdom that is having to deal with the fallout of a plague year and the main character Cass having to deal with an assassin targeting the royal family. I would definitely recommend this to people who really like Shadow and Bone. It has similar vibes. The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb is the start of the Farseer trilogy and one of my favorite stories of all time, so I've definitely recommended on here a few times before. The story follows Fitz, who is a bastard of a dead prince who is taken in by the royal court, and he ends up having to navigate the politics of that court, but this also becomes a character study of him throughout his life. House of Hunger is a queer gothic horror about a girl who becomes a blood maid for a mysterious wealthy woman. Persepolis is a pretty famous graphic novel with like an equally famous movie that I just never see it on Book Talk. This is a nonfiction story about a woman growing up in Iran during the Islamic Revolution. Shards of Earth is an epic sci-fi with found family themes about certain people who can communicate with these Lovecraftian enormous aliens. The Empress of Salt and Fortune is a novella about a maid in an empress's household where the entire political system is set against this empress and yet she's still trying to gain power. And last but not least, A Natural History of Dragons is about a woman who is a naturalist who goes to remote locations all over the world to catalog information about different dragons. Each book in the series is about a different species of dragon.
Absolutely love to show you what my husband got me in my book bouquet. I'm also going to include a couple books that I bought myself because Valentine's Day, you can also treat yourself. So let's get into it. Starting off with the not so book related items, he put in my favorite chocolates and then he put in book tabs. Like what? Starting off really strong, he got me the Dreamland Billionaire series, which I literally have been wanting to read for so long and I literally cannot wait. Then he grabbed me the X-Talk by Rachel and Solomon, which I'm super excited to read. It's been on my TBR for literally forever. Then he grabbed me Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Feeney, which I'm really excited for because I'm on a psychological thriller kick. And then he also grabbed me False Witness by Karen Slaughter because I read Pretty Girls by her, loved it, so I knew I wanted this one too. Now for the 3 books that your girl treated herself to. I grabbed Local Woman Missing by Mary Kubica, which was on my wish list, but I grabbed it myself because I really want to read it. Then I grabbed myself the next 2 books in the Kane Brothers series. The first one was so freaking funny, loved it so much, so I knew I had to get the rest of the series. I am literally still shocked that I even got that book bouquet. It was the sweetest thing in the whole freaking world, and but yeah, that is it, and I hope that everybody else had a really good Valentine's Day.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Oh!
This book fucking sucks. How do people like this? It's pointless. Nothing happens. I have never felt more represented by a piece of literature than by this masterpiece. Oh, I'm not alone in the world. I am going to kill John Lennon.
I had crazy dreams again. I can never remember them.
Forget the grumpy sunshine trope. Where's the trope where they're both grumpy and they hate everybody except for each other?
That's what they saying.
Who's saying that?
I am.
At night, alone in my bedroom, satisfying my need. The candlelight fire ignites my desire to read.
And now, here I am.
Barbecue sauce all over my titties, wondering where the fuck it all went wrong.
This motherfucker is a loser, okay? This boyfriend of hers is a loser.
I really don't feel well today. It's probably because you only ingested a raspberry macaron and a iced coffee. I don't know. I don't think that.
This is your sign that if you've had a bad day, go get yourself a coffee and a book. Or 3.
I have no memory of this place.
Okay, you got me there. But that is not a crime.